Hello and welcome to What's Map for Cities Skylines, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. There are thousands of items on the workshop now, so finding the right one for your next city build is a huge task. So each day, Monday to Saturday, we'll review some using our 5-star rating and the coveted seal of approval. So join me, fellow Skylines explorers, as we venture out to today's new land. Who am I? I'm BonBonB, and you are very, very welcome.
Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. BonBon here, how you doing? Right, it's Wednesday, which can mean only one thing this week. Tomorrow is Thursday, or better known as Park Life DLC Day. Now, those of you that have suffered previous updates, etc., killing your maps and cities and basically leaving you crying and pulling out your hair, now is the time to do something about it. I uploaded a video last night, a very short one, 4 minutes, should be long enough. It's a quick fix to prevent your cities from dying. There's other things you can do, but this is the simplest way that you can prevent your city from being schmutted while the mods are updated by the modders. So yeah, that's one to do. Put a link at the end of today's video, so make sure you go and have a look at that. And don't leave it, don't leave it. Right, today we are looking at Frank Völd by Benjamin 1997-25. Oh Benjamin, I bet you are so pleased you picked that number now, aren't you? Now we all know your private PIN number. Yes, there's the start square with a highway going across with no intersection on it, but there we are. The resources are a little bit mundane, I would suggest. And off to the workshop, what do we need? And the answer is apparently absolutely nothing. And the description is the name. Well, thanks for that, Benjamin. Thanks for that. Not very many pictures either. Tip of the day, Ben. Tip of the day, when uploading, put a bit of a description and a couple more screenshots. And more people will be subscribing to your maps, because it might just be what they're looking for. Anyway, here's your first intersection of the day. It's plopped, and we've got a little bit of a steep road on the go here. A little bit too steep for my particular liking. Yes, the game mechanics don't give a monkeys about it, but if you want to do a realistic build, that's just a little bit too, well, it's just a bit too steep and ugly. Now, we're not actually going to go this way, except for we are just have a look at this bridge. Okay. It's a very nice looking bridge at first glance, but once again, these slopes are a little bit too steep. Only if you're going for the realistic look. Now, it is easily fixed using Move It. I'm just going to do that now just to show you how simple it would be to... just a simple fix. It's not even a proper fix, this one. We'll just drop that down to about there. Right, now we'll have a look. That is already 100 times better. Already, and even then I would still do some more tweaking with the node next one along as well, just to arch it in a little bit. But anyway, we'll undo that, pretend it never happened, and leave it as it was. We don't want to upset the planners now, do we? Back to our intersection and take a right and carry on the way we were going. Now, these two little humpback bridges, there's nothing particularly wrong with them. We've got some encroaching greenery there, and you could say it's glitching. It is glitching through a little bit. That said, I'm inclined to just suffer that. It's not too bad. You could pretend it was supposed to be like that. The bridges themselves are fine. They're not brilliant, but they're certainly okay. They're okay. Right, now we're heading up towards the start square, I do believe now. It's fairly featureless up here. Yes, here we go. This is the right and then left again on the right-angled turns. It's a bit boring, to be honest with you, around here. It's okay. Plenty of build plane, and there we are. Up towards the next bridge. Now, the next bridge isn't raised at all, and that would be okay if there's no shipping route. Nice if there's no... Nice if they were centre aligned, those suspension bridges, but they're not. And I think even with them, I think I just like them a little bit higher, to be honest with you. Anyway, we'll head up to this next intersection. Now, this intersection, that one goes all the way back to the bridge. That's a separate route to the bridge. Basically, it's one long highway which splits and comes back and joins up again. Now, this particular highway, we're now going up the hill and through the forest. Now, they start to drift apart and come back together. Not a big problem. It is a lack of control. And now we're into the fog. Now, I'm going to ignore what's in the fog today because I think this map's definitely not designed to be played with the fog. With the fog off. Big jinky janky going on there. Like I say, it is in the fog. It would never be noticed. And I suspect that is that's by design. In the fog, though, we do have two sets of highways merging into one highway, so you might get an awful lot of traffic down here. And then as we go to the other side where it joins up the other end, it's only the one highway, so we've got 3 highway connections. With the rail, we've got 2 rail connections which immediately merge onto one line, and then we'll follow this. We've got trees cutting into the catenaries there. Okay, once again, this would be out in the fog, but even so, I've just got to point these things out. And again, another one there. There's a few trees along this line. At least it's nice and level and flat. That's something to be said about this. The rail is nice and level, and oh bull. Yes, it's now up and down. The one place where you'd want it to remain flat, because we are now into the 25 tiles, we are all over the place. Once again, for a realistic build, it's kind of lost the marks there. The game mechanics don't care though, and that finishes down by the beach. Now off to Assetville and Asset Corner for today's asset, and it's Doddard's Fine Food and Ale by Darth. Now, if there's one thing I've learnt in the last few weeks, is that this is a typical Chicago greystone building. And I'm now going to be probably corrected by a dozen of you going, actually no, these are from Houston. And Stoddard's, you'll only find a Stoddard in Washington DC. I don't know. All I know is I've seen enough buildings now to know that Chicago, yes, Chicago, possibly Boston, possibly, but yes, those older cities are the place where you find the greystones. Anyway, Stoddard's Fine Food and Ale by Darth. Darth is churning out such good stuff recently, and yeah, keep them coming, Darth. Keep them coming. I do enjoy a nice greystone building. Off to Themington Island, the final day of daylight, as we see the quarry and the farm. Okay, right, so it's Woodlands 4K by Densient is the theme, with the Wild Wilderness LUT and the fairly old LUT from Scotland, Tom. And we have some time for a couple of factoids. Don't worry, we've got plenty of time, they're both short ones today. English folk medicine recommends rubbing a tomcat's tail into the eye to cure styes. Well, I'm sure my allergies would really appreciate a cat's tail being rubbed into my eye. Not. The final one's a little bit on the sad side, I'm afraid. The suicide rate of female doctors is 60% higher than the average female suicide rate. Which I've got to say is, I mean, it's kind of not surprising. It is a stressful job being a doctor, like being a teacher. I can fully understand why people might be pushed over the edge. Unlike being a YouTuber, which is fairly cushy. Right, we have shipping routes. Thank Völd is today's map by Benjamin 1997-25. This is vital statistics. Skinny at the top and skinny at the bottom and bulging in the middle. Shipping route comes either side of the pillars there, and that's fine. It nips in that way, comes up the river. Not so good here. Definitely going to have clipping on the pillars there. We'll follow the river up a little bit further, and it actually goes out the top, which I wasn't expecting. Water flow, we have strong water flow in the main river. We have middly water flow in the middle river, and weak water flow in the right river. It's a bit like the Goldilocks rivers, isn't it? This particular lake, there is a water source in there, but there's just the one, so there'll be no water motion at all. It'll just replenish the evaporation. So there we are. What more can we do today? Let's have a look around, shall we? Shall we have a look around? Ah, well, we got shipping. Shall we have a see if the shipping does indeed suffer from clipping? Now, my first instinct is this bridge might be a little bit low, even for one of these cargo vessels. Are you ready? Shall we put the foot down? A bit of gas. Go on, go on. Bit of gas. Come on, go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was a little bit too low, that one. And then if we follow this around, bear the right and bear the left, and we're going to have something similar. It will probably just miss those central pillars, but once again, the road is just a little bit too low for that. Okie dokie. Now, what have we got? We got the beaches. We've got some fairly nice beaches. The terraforming along the edges is a little bit, it's okay. It's at least on a par with what you get from Colossal Order in their vanilla maps, and possibly just a little bit better. Possibly. Yeah, I would say just a little bit better. So, you know, if you think, Ben, if you think I'm having a go, I'm not having a go. I'm crediting you on being better than developers. This little island's all right. It's a little bit small for BonBon Island, I'm afraid, so I wouldn't want my house on there. And we'll go inland now and have a look at the... Oh, there's the waterfall. So if we'll head up the river... This is a very nice waterfall. The blue is very blue. The Bermuda theme, it's got really blue waters. It's quite nice at the top. I'm just not keen on the rock textures on this particular theme for the actual waterfall. It's just a bit meh, if I'm honest with you. Just a bit... I mean, I'm going back to the word okay. It's okay. Yeah, the bad bits aren't hideously bad on this map. And the good bits aren't particularly brilliant either. It's kind of middly, mostly, on the whole. Okay, there's plenty of trees. They're all vanilla. You might want to subscribe to a few different trees and use Prop It Up to switch a few of them over. Or maybe you just want to play with the vanilla trees. Some of you might like them. Some of you might not care. And God bless you if you don't care. Bless you. I mean, I think they're hideous, but everybody to their own, of course. Everybody to their own. Right, shall we... yes, plenty of build plain. Plenty of build plain. A few interesting rivers, a few interesting features like that blue field there. Yeah, you can do some stuff with this map, I think. Definitely. Right, aesthetically, it's not ugly. It's not particularly attractive. It's okay. It's right down the middle, I think. And I'm happy to give this a strong 3. It's not strong enough for a 4, but it's a strong 3. Detailing. There are problems with the detailing. Ignoring the bits of detailing that are out in the fog today, I think. I'm in that sort of mood. The detailing's all right. There are a few things that could be tweaked and adjusted and made better. And there's nothing hideously bad. I'll give it a 3 again. 3 for detailing. Gameplay potential. You could build a big city on this, although, if I'm honest with you, it might be a little bit dull. And the one highway splitting, I'm not sure how well that would work. I want to give this map 4 stars for gameplay, but I suspect it's just a 3-star map, which is still okay. It's an okay map. Frank Völd by Benjamin and all those numbers. Today's map, and it's okay. I don't have any problems with it, really. It just doesn't jump off the page for me. But if it jumps off the page for you, do tell me in the description. I'm more than happy. Right, okay. Don't forget to click that link. Go and have a look at last night's video about the DLC that's coming out and how you can prevent your maps and your cities from crashing. Okay, that's about it for today. Have a great day, and I will see you tonight and tomorrow. Oh yes, lots of videos.